Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV. Before you watch the fan cam, I just want to give a shout out. We are not sponsored, we're actually partnered with Foco. This is what I'm wearing, Foco here, my nice Hawaiian Chelsea shirt. There are plenty of other things that they offer. Anything Chelsea merch, if you want any of it, funky, it's pretty nice. Check out Foco. We've got a QR code here, and also you get 15% off if you use the discount code cfctvyt15. Click the link below that we use. It does help the channel as well. It shows Foco that we are helping them. But if you like it, check it out, and if you can, why not get one? They do all different sizes. I mean, I'm not very optimistic about this season, but I don't really know what to expect. But one thing I do know, Foco's pretty nice, so check them out, click the link below or scan the QR code and enjoy the rest of the video. Hello everyone from Chelsea Fan TV, my name is Alex. I'm outside Stamford Bridge with Charlie the Blue Brother after a 1-1 draw against Inter Milan in pre-season. Mate, we've both got the summer gear on. Not sure we can say the same about the football. I don't really feel relaxed going into the season, but there are some good signs and there's also things we need to improve.
Yeah, for sure, mate. I mean, it's good to be back as always. I thought that was our best performance of the pre-season. I thought that was the best we've looked. I mean, some people might say it's a bit of a low bar given the results that we've had and given how we've fallen apart in certain games. But, you know, I thought going forwards we were good. We created a lot, particularly when Cole Palmer came on in the second half. I thought the system looks a lot more fluid. Sterling, I can't believe I'm going to say this, actually looks decent when he come on. Hopefully that's a sign of...
I think he's had a good pre-season.
Yeah, hopefully a sign of things to come. Madueke was a threat in the first half. There were some positive performances, but my overriding feeling from the game is, mate, is that we desperately need the striker because we still lack a cutting edge in the final third. Yes, you know, the likes of Jackson are going to improve. That was his first, you know, minutes since June or whatever. And yes, okay, Mudryk and Sterling need more from them. Madueke, I think, has been decent. Get Pedro Neto in that team as well. And actually, do you know what? Guiu was a positive, mate. I liked him. I thought he was tenacious. You know, he made a go of things. He works hard. He presses well.
He's a big boy as well. I didn't realise how big he is.
He's a big lad as well. So I think that there's something there with him. But if you're telling me that, you know, you chuck an Omorodi on into that team and that solves our scoring problems, I don't want to write the guy off yet, but for me that's not going to happen straight away. So if you can go and do an Osimhen or you can go and do a Tony, whatever it is, you move heaven and earth to go and do it, because that's the most obvious thing that we're missing right now, in my opinion. Defensively is what we've been concerned about. Colwell making a mistake for the goal. Other than that, we weren't really tested defensively by Inter. They kind of scored and then just really sat back, and the onus was more on us to try and break them down. We're going to get a lot of games like that in the Premier League this season, so I suppose it was good practice from that sense, but I'm still not sure how ready we are defensively, and I don't know how ready we are for the season, if I'm being totally honest.
Yeah, this is the question, isn't it? Is what do we need to do to get ready, and what have we done so far? And for me, we've shot ourselves in the foot in one particular area, actually probably two. Goalkeeping, I think Petrovic was good from last season, but I understand why we brought in Jorgensen. But then we've started Sanchez today, so is that Enzo Maresca's number one? Why did we buy Jorgensen in the first place? And the other thing is Chalobah, which is just obvious. Everyone knows it. He's our best defender, in my opinion, because he actually stays fit for a whole season and he's effective and versatile. Why would you not want that in your team? The answer is simple. We know it's for financial reasons.
Mate, that's the one. Yeah, look, I mean, I'm not going to bother wasting time speaking about it, but at the end of the day, I don't know how you can sit and watch that and think that Chalobah wouldn't be good in this team. But, you know, that's up to the decision makers, whatever, it is what it is. But, yeah, I'm not convinced by any of the centre-backs right now, and none of them have made a convincing case that they should be starting the first game of the season from what we've seen on the pre-season. I suspect the back four against City will be the back four that started today. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. I think it's a bit of a risk putting Fofana into a Premier League game. I still think he's a bit rusty, but you've got to start somewhere, haven't you? So we just got to hope for the best, and City's going to be the real test of have we actually improved defensively, because I don't think today we actually found out anything about us defensively.
Yeah, I mean, compared to last season, I was optimistic going into the opening game against Liverpool. I don't feel the same way going against City.
I don't feel like, we're fucked or anything, but there's an air of uncertainty. I don't really know what we're going to expect from us. I mean, I think we'll be nice on the ball, we'll create opportunities, but the same thing, will we take our chances and can we defend properly? The same things that we've been saying for the last season, 2 seasons. You know, we're always saying the same things about this team. Will we take our chances? Can we actually defend like, you know, professional footballers? And those are the 2 big unknowns that we still don't have the answers to heading into the season, and that's a little bit of a concern.
Yeah, I mean, what do you make of inverting our fullbacks, whether that be Cucurella or Gusto? And do you think that's a system that will work well for us?
Yeah, I think so. You know, it's a hallmark of how Maresca plays football. I prefer it from the left-hand side with Cucurella. I think it works better. I think it suits his profile well. I'm not saying that Gusto can't do it, but when you put Gusto inverting, you know, there's no overlap for like down that right-hand side or whatever it is. And the same with when Reece plays as well. You know, it's very much the winger's quite isolated. So I would rather invert from the left because Cucurella is not the best going forward.
He's a classic fullback, isn't he?
Yeah, well, exactly. So I'd rather invert from the right-hand side, from the left-hand side, and then leave Gusto, leave Reece to do their thing down that right-hand side. I think that would suit the team better.
And then I was speaking with Lewis about the options we have in midfield. I mean, we only speak about Lavia, Caicedo, and then you've got Enzo, Ugochukwu scored as well today. How do you fit all these guys in? And in your opinion, who is the starting 6 that's going to be playing against City?
Lavia. I think it's that obvious. He started every game in pre-season, all 6 games he started. He's done really well. He's been a real positive and a bright spark, and I think he's the obvious choice. I'd be very surprised if he didn't start. What the makeup of the rest of the midfield is, I'm not sure. But we've got so many options, and I think that's a good thing, but it's also maybe not a good thing, because I think if you ask 10 Chelsea fans, they probably all give you a different starting 11. So that's also not entirely ideal, but it's a good problem to have. But for me personally, Lavia would start as that 6, and I think you play Enzo and Caicedo as the 2 number 8s, as it were.
You think you play all 3?
I think you can. I mean, there's a case to be made. Would you play Nkunku as an 8? But I suspect Nkunku might play down the middle, given Jackson's not fit. And I think it's a big ask to put Guiu up against Man City, you know, on his Premier League debut. So I suspect Nkunku might start down the middle, and we see all 3. I don't think Dewsbury Hall's done enough today or over the course of the pre-season in the limited appearances he's had to warrant a start against City. But I could be wrong. He might go in because he knows the system. I don't know.
So up top, we're looking at Neto on the left.
It'd be too soon for Neto. Like, I don't think he's done much pre-season. For me, you go Palmer. I don't know, because like I don't know where you play. You could play Palmer as an 8, and then you play. I think Madueke would deserve a chance. And then you play left-hand side. Maybe you play Sterling, regrettably, and then through the middle you put in Nkunku or you put Guiu. But I personally would play in Nkunku through the middle because Jackson's not ready, and I think it's too much to ask for Guiu at that age.
Yeah, I mean, there's so many questions, and that's where I lack the clarity. I mean, if we saw 10 games and Maresca was stubborn with his lineups and tried to build around a certain team, I think we'd have a little bit more clarity and we'd understand where we're going. But I just don't know who's going to play in what position.
I don't think we can really make a judgment until we've seen 4 or 5 matches of the season, because then we'll get a real idea about where we're at. Right now in pre-season, like, you're getting a small idea, but you don't really know still. You know, yes, we look good in possession. Out of possession, we have been poor. Defensively, we've been poor. Yeah. Going forward, we've looked decent. On the ball, we've looked decent. But yeah, we lack a bit of cutting edge, and we lack end product from the wide areas as well as through the middle. So, as I said, it's the same things that we've been talking about with Chelsea for a while now. There's going to be teething issues. It's a new way of playing. It's, you know, a lot of players are being asked to play in a way they've not played before in their careers, and that is going to take time. So there have been some positives from this pre-season. There's been some things that haven't been so good. That's to be expected. Yeah. But there is a sense of going into the unknown, heading into the start of the season, and we're almost going to have to sort of do it on the fly a little bit and sort of learn over these first 4 or 5 games. And then I think we'll have a proper idea of maybe where we're at.
How would you describe our business this summer?
Mixed. Before Neto come in, I was thinking, this is not great. I'm not convinced about this. I look at it and I think it's opportunistic business. I didn't really look at any of the signings and think, are these actually improving the first 11? Sure, you've added some more squad depth and stuff, but are any of those signings improving the first 11? Neto comes in and makes it better. Let's see what we do between now and the end of the window, because that can have a big bearing on how we look at this transfer window. But right now, Neto good. The rest of it, these guys could prove me wrong, but I'm a little bit underwhelmed by it, to be totally honest.
Yeah, I mean, you look at some of the signings, you say they're smart, but it's still unproven. I like Tosin. I actually think Dewsbury Hall is a decent signing because he knows the system. He looks like a technical player, but yeah, just too many question marks. How would you go into the season? What would your prediction be off the cuff?
What, as in where we're going to finish in that?
Yeah. Lewis said 4th with a trophy.
Bro, we like that has to be the expectation. We're in the Conference League. Look at the squad we've got for the Conference League. And no disrespect to those teams that are in there. Like seriously, it's a little bit embarrassing that we're even talking about whether we can win the Conference League. We have to win the Conference League. For me personally, I want trophies because that's what you want as fans.
Absolutely.
But for the club, the most important thing is getting back into the Champions League.
Is that a prediction or is that an expectation? Because that just sounds like something we should do.
Expectation is Champions League and a trophy. Prediction is, I think we can do that.
Okay.
I genuinely think we can do that. But my opinion might change based on what business we do for the remainder of the window and how we start the season. But you've got to have expectation, Champions League and the Conference League. And I think both those things are very, very doable.
And we just need to add a striker and we've got a good team on our hands.
Yeah, for sure. Just a bit of patience, which we don't always have here. So that's what we're going to have.